All right, guys, here it is. First day of spring. We are about ready to hitch up and head out of town. So Justin's here. He's going to be accompanying us on this trip. We should be out of town in just a few minutes.
There's a lot of hitchery going on back here.
What's up, Dan?
How you doing, bro?
Good, man.
Forward.
Okay.
I'm just standing around feeling useful.
I thought you to work right away.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Next stop, middle of nowhere.
Looks good. You can cut it. Beautiful. What's up, everybody?
All right, we are hitting the road. All right, we got Albuquerque in the rear view mirror. We're heading south to find some out in the middle of nowhere camp and do some field testing of our fun functions.
Whoa. Stop it.
Good job, man. This is fun, man. I'm gonna need to raise it on this side just a little bit. We've got the Anderson levelers on that side, chalked on this side. Yeah, we could. Good job, boys. I like having my helpers.
What you got going on over here?
So what I'm gonna do is play some music for these fellas. This is thirsty work.
All right, we are all set up in a cozy little spot in the Quebradas Badlands. There's Ollie getting cozy on the couch. He's been a little under the weather for a couple days, so we're gonna let him kind of relax. But check out what our front yard is. Look at that, we're running right out of the RV, an amp. Amps to the amp. That's classy, man. This is a classy operation. Lots of power.
just saw a velvet ant down here somewhere. There it is. So sometimes they're orange and sometimes they're red. Ooh. They are also known as cow killers because their sting is so bad. Because they're not really an ant at all. They are a wingless wasp. Mushrooms and onions.
And making some sausage for spaghetti. Chunky sauce. This is a little less saucy than it could be, but oh, it's looking good. Smells really good in here too.
These actually made by Girl Scouts?
Sure. I can eat from Girl Scouts.
Oh, of course.
Making coffee. This is a cool titanium pot, man.
Hello.
All right, that's step one. Step two is grind the beans. Got a grinder, and I've got beans. Seattle's best portside blend, which I wanted to contrast with this other bean, the Michael Thomas beans, a roaster in Albuquerque. And these, you can tell the difference in the two. It's a much darker roast and oilier bean. And it's interesting because in the grinder, it's easier to grind. It's not as hard of a bean. Put the cap on. Grab the grinding arm. Put it on there. And you just grind away.
How long does that take?
About as long as it takes for this water to boil.
Very
Which
cool.
is a long time. Because I like it. Got it down to the perfect grind. You can adjust the grind right there. I've got it perfect for
I did it. I just beat it.
the French press, which is outside. The grinding is done.
I'm just gonna watch YouTube.
Oh, smell that. There. Some in the wind. Yeah. Oh man. Leave it alone. Then I'm gonna go. Heck yeah. Oh man. It's chocolatey, it's nutty, right? It's perfect.
Kind of a lower sun, so maybe right up here. Because we were getting a little sunned out, so I'm gonna put the solar up so that the sun goes behind the cloud. And then I bought this little extension for this MC4 cable that just came with the Renogy. And pretty simple. So this just has these two waterproof connections that just go right into the battery right now. I just like to hook it up to a power source before I tilt it into the sun so that the electricity has somewhere to go. And then under here, you've got the charge controller built into the panel and the combiners here. So the two panels come out as one 200 watt, 13.6 volts, 11.8 amps. So that's great. That is so much energy going into the battery. Right now we've got 14.66 amps going into the battery. That's from the rooftop and from the portable one. So Shows the power going in is 199 watts, plus there's some draw coming out of the battery into the RV with charging things and fans. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy, waterproof. We can just leave it out there. It's fine if it rains. All right, just to show you guys how this is hooked into the battery here, which, by the way, this little battery lock, this thing is awesome. There's a link in the description below on to where to get that and what it's called. So this is kind of a funky operation because it's my home built battery. But from the MC4 cables going in, you've got one going into the positive, and there's a 15 amp fuse right here, and then the negative going right into the negative terminal. So, I mean, to do the solar, you don't even have to open this up. You can just do it with the box closed. But just to show you guys what's going on, it's kind of cool to see. Well, so far, our little trip is going really good. We're getting a chance to try out all of our systems, and everything's working really well. We've got hot and cold running water. Our furnace is coming on early in the morning to take off the chill. We've got plenty of electricity with the solar we have going and the lithium battery. So I wanted to take a minute and talk about our internet solution. This is what we're using for internet. It's an AT&T hotspot. It's the Unite Explore hotspot. It's a couple generations old. There's some newer, nicer ones. This one's only 4G LTE. For us, this has been more than sufficient. We've had it for about a year now. We used it last year and got some connectivity in some amazingly remote places. And then there's some times when we're basically right next to a city and we can't get any sort of internet. So definitely not as reliable as a satellite connection. However, this is so much cheaper. Right now we have a data plan which gives us unlimited, unthrottled internet for a little over $20 a month. It's one of the very rare AT&T unlimited plans. So those are really hard to find. However, I will leave a link in the description to where I found this particular data plan. Kind of an odd way to get one, but it's working great for us. In addition to the hotspot, we also often use this antenna, which is a cellular antenna. I have seen the price of this double since we bought this about a year ago, and it's not always the most reliable thing. I have noticed in the reviews that some people say hooking this up to their hotspot actually reduces their signal or sometimes cuts it out altogether. Yes, we have had that happen before. We've also had it happen where it really does help. So it's something you might as well have in your toolbox to try to get a little bit better signal. So in addition to this, we also use a Roku stick in our TV, which lets the kids stream Netflix, Amazon Prime, also YouTube. All in all, it's a really good solution for our family. We get service a lot of places where I won't even get cell service, like out here. I can make calls through the Wi-Fi, using the Wi-Fi calling, so that's pretty nice. Soon, Starlink will be available, and that's something which I think a lot of RV families are going to use. That tends to be a lot more expensive than what we're using. Perhaps it'll help bring down the cost for alternatives, or perhaps it'll be the new thing. So let us know what you guys use in the comments. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have for the best solution. What's going on, Ollie?
Ben's been on his iPad, by the way.
Oh yeah.
A little prisoner of Azkaban.
Now even my mum says the prophet's version thing sounds that up.
What you got going on there, man?
Oh, I'm making cornbread, I think. I'm trying to bake some cornbread
That is awesome.
with the fire. How's it burning? Oh, nope, it's doing good.
Oh, that looks great.
All right, back on you go.
Actually,
at
Ben
this.
can come and take it.
Cornbread with bacon and cheese, a carne asada steak with chili lime, and
There's butter.
some spinach salad. Oh, this is gonna be so good. That's cool. Well, that just is too cozy. I think that's wrapping it up for today. Good night, guys. So we finally burned through our first tank of propane since we bought the camper. Anyway, really cool. We've gone 4 months on 1 tank of propane. I'm really impressed. That is a lot of use.
Yeah.
That's good.
Perf.
All right, guys, we're about packed up. We're gonna head back to town. Thanks for joining us on this one. This was really fun. Nice little spring break, kind of windy adventure. We'll see you soon.